Do not go forth hastily to strive, lest you do not know what to do in the end. This modern translation of Proverbs 25 verse 8, that in the original it says, do not go hastily to court, for what will you do in the end when your neighbor has put you to shame? It shows a serious mistake of a human behavior that is so common, to hastily judge or to get into a conclusion. Usually, when we let our emotions take control of our reasoning, our intellect, then we get to hasty conclusions. And this can be disastrous to our lives and also to other people's lives. Which is true, because when an unfair situation or apparently unfair situation, the news of something that is upsetting, and it comes to us, our reaction is with the guts, with the feelings, the emotions. We feel ourselves with anger, with revolt, feeling like doing something and to take matters in our own hands. It's the human reaction. But we have to understand, most times, actually, not most times, the majority, almost always, information comes to us broken. They come into pieces, installments, in slices, if you can say like this, especially when someone brings an information trying to take this reaction from us. This person will filter one side and will just let the other side come through, because the person knows that depending on the information, we're going to have the reaction that they want us to have. So wisdom that is taught in the book of Proverbs teaches that we should not hastily react on taking conclusions. We should not rush into reacting into the information that comes to us in any way, wherever it comes from. Either information that you receive today in a time of fake news, in a time that means of communications that they are biased to one side or to the other, in times that fake news spread like wildfire and they come to your mobile phone, to social media anyway. You don't look for them, but they find you. It's very important for you to have this wisdom within yourself. Okay, let's check. What really happened? What really happened? This is what they're saying. But what is that they are not saying? Because sometimes what they are not speaking is as important or more important than what they are speaking. And why they are not speaking? So in the times that we are living, it's important for you to have this wisdom on waiting before you reacting, coming with a conclusion. Why? Because how many times you, me, all of us in the world, the country, how many times we reacted before an information that came partially to us, and we had a final conclusion. We had a sentence, that's it. It is what it is. And then later on, when more information came, we felt ashamed. How many times that happened? How many times you commit this mistake? For sure, if you are alive, if you are a human being, if you lived for a few years in this earth, you already committed this mistake. The mistake on rushing into getting to conclusions. And then later more information came, and then you said, I'm sorry, I thought it was this, or I thought there was that. Yes, you thought. But when you're rushing into things, on your presumption, on having the knowledge about what happened, You already judged, you already passed the information along, you took decisions, you judged the person, you removed the person from your circle of friends, so you did things that harmed the person in such a way that there's no way for you to repair it. So, do not rush to conclusions, because there may be a very good explanation to something that you understood in a different way. This is an advice that all of us can embrace and benefit from it. There are people who like to pass along gossip. When they say something, speak about something that happened, they tell their version, their side of it. That what is more favorable to their side. It's like dating. When you date, you usually put the best outfit, you think well before speaking, you watch your tone of voice, isn't it? You bring gifts as often as possible. But actually, nowadays, they're already showing who they are. Even in the dating time, they're already deceived. But he who marries someone who shows to be this type of person and still they got married because they were asking to suffer. But in a general view, they show the best side in dating time. And then during marriage, they relax and they start to show who they really are. Isn't that how it happens? Yes. And that's how information, stories are. Usually, the person does not tell the whole story. They only tell the side that is more favorable to them. It's like taking a picture. They know that they have an angle or a side that is not favorable to them, so they will always take a picture from an angle that will be more favorable towards them to hide that mistake. Isn't how human beings are? Yes, everybody's like this. Don't say that you are not, because all of us, we are like that. Human beings are like that. And in very rare occasions, when the person has an ugly truth about them, they come forth and they say, look, this is what is happening, this is my truth, this is what is happening to my life. This is very rare. If you find someone like this, so preserve this friendship, because this is very rare. So usually the person tells their version, what is more favorable to them, and then you believe in that, and you don't know the whole story. So that's why, for this truth, for this fact about the human being, for you to not rush into conclusions, wrong conclusions, or even commit an injustice, and to involve bad eyes. Do you know when you receive an information that says, I didn't expect this from so-and-so, instead of you judging the person or think evil about them, wait, you're not a judge. To start with, you don't need to judge. Sometimes, we cannot take a conclusion unless with the information we already have. Time to time, we need to make a decision, and we do the best with what we have in front of us. So we need to do the best with what we have. But not always. You have to make a decision, to take a conclusion, to judge someone. You can wait, especially when it comes down to information about someone else. Don't think that all that they spoke is true. And as the text says, there may be a good explanation to what you understood in a different way. So again, do not go hastily to court, for what will you do in the end? And it's like many people become. What they will do. Now they're going to have to say sorry. They're going to have to carry this guilt. I bad-mouthed so-and-so. I passed along this fake information. You're not going to have a reaction. So better than that is for you to not rush into conclusions, to evaluate the situation, and in the right time, you make the decision you have to make. This is called wisdom. And this is the true justice. Because the true justice not only listen to one side.
Did you like this? Would you like to hear it again? Listen to it as many times as you need until this content becomes part of you. Don't forget to leave your like, comment, and share. See you next time.